So you remember back a few years ago when the claim arose, and the president amplified it, that the FBI had been spying on the Trump organization, people in Trump's orbit, and he was denounced as a nutcase, as a conspiracy theorist. This is totally false. Well, newly declassified documents suggest it's not false at all, it's true. The Federalist Sean Davis has that story for us tonight. We're happy to have him. Sean, what is this?
Right, so today, thanks to the Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, we had declassified some FBI documents about a lot of their shenanigans and antics in 2016. And one thing we learned from the hand of one of the FBI agents involved in the spy campaign against the Trump campaign was that they used a defensive briefing on foreign intelligence threats, like Russians trying to interfere in our election. They used that briefing not to tell the Trump administration or the Trump campaign what was happening. They used it instead to spy on the Trump campaign. And the agent they sent in said he was there to actively listen to and look at mannerisms from the people involved in case he needed to use it against them later during their spy campaign.
So I guess a compound question, why is this different from what happens in China, and how is the FBI not acting as Barack Obama's secret police in this case?
Those are really good questions. You know, they told us when Trump first said, you know, they were spying on me, oh no, that's not possible, he's crazy, we'd never do that. And what they were actually doing was they were spying on him. They were using wiretaps, national security letters, confidential human sources, and in some cases they were taking their own briefings of campaigns in which they were supposed to tell the campaigns, hey, these are the real threats against you. And they were using them as operations to dig up dirt and spy on them. And if that isn't a reason to distrust the FBI and assume that everything they're doing is political, I'm not sure there's a reason you can ever give to doubt what that agency's up to.
It's a reason to dismantle it. And by the way, it turns out, in retrospect, some of the more outlandish-sounding things the president have said have turned out to be the truth. He's not paranoid enough. So why I mean, this is maybe a question without an answer, but why hasn't anybody systematically tried to reform the FBI? Here we are at the end of Trump's first term, and it seems the way it was 4 years ago.
It does. I think the most disconcerting thing is, given everything we know about the illegal spying, the fabrication of evidence, that nobody's been charged. Not a single person has been charged with any of the crimes that we know occurred. And if they're not even going to come in and charge people who obviously violated our laws in order to spy on and then overthrow a presidential administration, why on earth would we expect them to go and reform the agency? I mean, Barr and Durham could do this overnight. They've been doing it for a year, looking at it, and they haven't. So why would we expect Congress to go through the legislative process and reform something that clearly needs to be reformed from the bottom up?
Yeah. I mean, I know we're all supposed to have respect for the Attorney General, but mine is waning, I would say. Sean Davis, great to see you.
Thank you.
Well,